Fathom, issue number 3 from Aspen Comics. So, I actually didn't want to do a review on this. Not because there's anything wrong with this issue or anything like that. Just because I really don't want to be doing reviews of like the same couple series over and over again. But, real life has been kind of busy. And I've literally the only issues that I've read this past week was Fathom and Domino, and maybe a little bit of Mega Man Master Mix, which is actually a series I wanted to do a review on, but I haven't finished that, so maybe next time. Um, hopefully, once my life isn't as busy, I could actually start doing more newer series and just different series that I haven't touched on in a while. Just because it feels like I've reviewed this one just a while ago. I guess it has been a month. Oh well, so let's just get right into this. So this is the third issue of Fathom. I would say the cover is actually pretty interesting. I mean, it doesn't really tell me what's going on. I mean, I guess this is what DNC calls a portfolio piece. That's kind of what yeah, because it doesn't really tell me anything that's happening, but it's well drawn. So, we start off with what was this guy's name again? Chance. That's right. Chance Calloway. Yeah, okay. So we start off with Chance Calloway at some kind of casino in China. I don't know if this is a guy who's appeared in the previous volumes or not. So I don't really know who he is. But anyways, he's basically looking for this old man who is working for the Russians, and he's involved with kidnapping. He's involved with the people who kidnapped Aspen, her brother. And basically, he's running tests on him to create some kind of super soldier for the Russians. But I guess he doesn't want any part of that. So, yeah, Chase basically shows up, and Chase is going to try to get him out. Chase works for I believe, the U.S. government. But yeah, the old man basically gives Chase this little chip that has all the information that the doctor has been working on. And then, of course, we get our Russian soldier shows up and pretends to trip, blah, blah, blah. And she poisons the old man and kills him. And then she runs off with the chip. And Chance has to chase her down. And yeah, basically, she gets away, but he gets his chip. And I was like, this was kind of like a cool scene. Kind of reminds me of James Bond or something, you know? You got the tuxedo, you got the high stakes, you're in a casino. So it was kind of cool. And I like the fact that, it's not bombarded with a bunch of dialogue. Plus, I mean, the panels everything makes sense. There's panels aren't completely static. You got perspectives and all that stuff. So yay. Some parts could have been better drawn out and stuff, but whatever. So then we cut to this guy. So this is Gideon. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Gravity Falls just screwed up that name for me. But now every time I hear the name Gideon, I just laugh. I can't take someone with the name Gideon seriously. But yeah, this is Gideon, and he's basically taken over the underwater city. I forgot what it was called. Maria. So he's taking over Maria, and we get this dude over here, Killian. So we got Gideon and we got Killian. All right. So I guess Killian is supposed to be some kind of rival to Aspen, like old enemies. That's the feeling that I'm getting from this, but I've never read any of the previous Aspen stuff, so I have no idea. Or should I say I've never read any previous Fathom stuff, so I have no idea. But I guess that's the impression that I'm getting, is that they're old enemies. And this might have been a cooler moment for me if I had known the history between these two characters, but since I don't, it's just kind of okay, so I guess this shady dude like you have to team up with him now because you know the enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that jazz. Like I said, it probably would have had like a bigger impact on me if I actually knew the backstory between these two. But since I don't, it's just whatever. It's just one of those like, all right, he's kind of shady. Is he, you know, she's able to free him. Is he going to return the favor or is he going to leave her high and dry? I don't know. I'm sorry. I was just kind of looking at the. I like the designs and stuff for the characters, like the armor and stuff. But yeah, he kills the guards that show up, and he does end up freeing her. So then, yeah, basically they're free, and they're going to go take on Gideon and try to save the city, I guess. There's a little bit more, but I'm not gonna show it for copyright reasons and stuff. It does have to do with the Russians, which is kind of funny. I don't know what is it supposed to take place in like modern time, because like the Russians are the enemies, but there's a lot of like Cold War stuff in here, like. So it feels like this should have been like from like the 60s or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of, I don't know. The Russians are the enemies. Like, why is it always the Russians? Why can't it be something else? But whatever. I mean, I don't really care. I don't have any love for. I just find it funny. But yeah, that's pretty much that's been issue number 3. This was super short. I don't know. Like when it comes to like an issue that I either really like or I think is like, you know, it's pretty good. It's very hard to come up with stuff to talk about. Meanwhile, you give me something like Domino, and I can just talk about that garbage for like 30 minutes. So maybe I should start reading more terrible issues, but I don't want to be one of those people that just reads nothing but crappy comics. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's already channels dedicated to that. I want my channel to be different, where I go out and I try to actually pick up comics I think I'm gonna enjoy, other than the Domino. Domino is just like my one time where I'm reading a crappy comic just because, I don't know, just to change the channel up a little bit. I mean, it's only like once a month anyway, so whatever. But yeah, I usually try to get comics that I either know I'm going to enjoy because I've read the previous issues, or I think I'm going to enjoy if it's like a new series. Either because the writer is good or just because the plot and premise interests me. But it does make it very hard to review, I would say. Like, there's only so many things I can praise a comic for, you know? And yeah, meanwhile, like, with Domino, it's like I can just roast every little thing, just point out all the stupid stuff that's in it. But I can't really do that for like comics like this. But yeah, I mean, I want my channel to be more positive. That's why I don't really review negative or crappy comics. Just because I don't know. I want to look at. I want to bring some positivity to comic books. A lot of people are like out there saying like, yeah, DC sucks, Marvel sucks. Like if you want a good comic, you basically have to go to Indiegogo and stuff like that and support comic gators, which is fine, but I want to prove that that's not necessarily true. There are still some hidden gems out there, whether it's Fathom from Aspen, whether it's Mega Man Master Mix from Udon, whether it's Curse of the Brimstone from DC or Thanos from Marvel. Like, there are still good comics out there from either mainstream publishers or like independent publishers. It's not just you have to go to Indiegogo and Kickstarter and stuff. There are still some hidden gems out there. You just have to really look for them. And I guess I just kind of want to put the spotlight on some of those, because I don't hear anyone talking about Fathom. And I mean, it's only 3 issues in, but I've enjoyed it so far. And I think anyone who likes Aquaman would definitely dig it. Especially, you know, with Aquaman going in the direction it's about to go in. If you need your Aquaman fix, here you go. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's hard to do videos and reviews on good comics, but I want to keep trying anyways, just because I want to give the spotlight to some of these comics. and show that there are still some good stuff that you can get from your local comic book store. You know, you don't have to just get them from Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I think there are plenty of great comics out there on those platforms. I'm just saying you don't have to necessarily wait for those. There are still some good stuff in the stores. You just have to really look for them. And I'm hoping that maybe this channel can like bring some attention to some of them, regardless of how small this channel is. But yeah, Fathom, issue number 3. Good series, good issue. I'm enjoying it so far. Don't really have much negative stuff. I mean, artwork is fine. It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it does its job, and it's not terrible to look at, and it's not necessarily like Marvel stuff where like a lot of it is just static photos almost. And the story is interesting. Basically, yeah, I mean, you got stuff with like secret agents and governments. You got kidnappings. You got Aspen trying to save her brother. Meanwhile, she gets dragged into this whole totalitarian regime with her former city, I guess, like her homeland. So there's like a bunch of like things interweaving together. So it's good. I like it. Just really hard to pick stuff, pick at it, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, that's Fathom issue number 3. Hope you guys liked this video. And yeah, I would definitely say go give this series a try. You guys might enjoy it. There's even at the end they have like little previews. I guess this is so yeah, he is in the previous volumes. But there's like little snippets from previous Fathom stuff. I guess this one is part 2. Oh, so I guess at the end of each one they're doing just basically snippets from issue number 0, which is kind of cool. But yeah, go check this out. And if you guys have any other comics that you guys recommend, I usually try to stick with things that are somewhat recently, because there are a lot of like great comic books in the past that I've been thinking about, like Mercy Sparks. I've been reading a lot of that lately, and I've been enjoying that. I'm thinking about doing something on that. There's Chastity, one of my favorite comic book characters. Some of those old Chaos Comics stuff are really good. But I guess just for now, I'm trying to stick somewhat recently, so things that came out like at least this month. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know, and I'll go check them out. Like I said, I usually try to stick with the good comics, and then the terrible comics, you know, I'll leave to others to rip and roast and stuff like that. Except for Domino, just because Domino is like, it's so bad and terrible, but it is kind of fun to kind of tear at it a little bit, you know. And it's just once a month, so it's fine. But I usually try to stick with, like I said, more positive stuff within the comic book community. That's why you never see me really talk about like all the crazy news and nonsense and stuff going on, because I want this channel to be a bit more positive. But not that I'm ignoring that stuff, because comic book industry is going down a crapper. Hopefully Comicsgate can kind of turn things around. But yeah, I try not to dwell on those, because I want this channel to be a little bit more positive than, you know, the other channels. Not that there's anything wrong with those channels, but yeah. So if you guys have any good recommendations for maybe you know, some series that came out that's very under the radar, that's good, but no one's really talking about it, let me know, and I will definitely try to check them out and see if my local comic book store carries it. But yeah, that's Fathom. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 300 followers by the end of the year. Hit the bell for notification. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Feel free to leave comments down below. I also have a Twitch. I do plan on streaming today. It's that Pirate Monkey. You guys can find all that information in the description below. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.